Welcome back, guys. Detailing with Gary here. So today is pretty cold and stuff, so we're just gonna basically be washing the car first, and then probably tomorrow, just so I can have it washed and tomorrow's gonna be nicer, I could just kind of do like a light polish and just basically go over with you guys how to do a light polish. But for right now, we're just gonna basically wash it and then just basically leave it as that. So it is kind of cold, and then hopefully the water and stuff comes out. We're going to be using just a whole bunch of warm water in our white bucket, and then just basically drying it, and then we'll leave it at that. And then tomorrow we'll pick it up, and then we might either, if I'll have to see once I'm done washing it, if the paint is rough, I might show you guys how to clay bar. But if not, we'll basically polish it tomorrow. Alright guys, so here I just basically started washing the car. I just tried to kind of rinse it. The water wasn't really coming out, but I just kind of tried my best. I know it was really cold, as you can see here. I got my hands in my pockets. I didn't really want to do the wheels and stuff. I just focused more on the body parts. As you can see here, I basically split the car, and then I kind of just worked my way around it. First I started on this side, and then I moved on to the other side. So the wheels weren't too dirty, just because I had cleaned it that previous week. It just kind of like rained and stuff, so it kind of got dirty again, but it was just that light dust, so it really didn't have no brake dust or any of that. So the wheels are basically clean. So I just basically did the same thing to the other side, just washed the body basically all through the front and back basically, and that's basically it for the washing portion. And then always make sure, just quick tips, wash in straight lines, just to not make swirl marks on your paint, because if you wash in circles, all that dirt or whatever you're doing, it's just going to basically cause the swirl marks, because you're going in circles and all that. And then don't use like brushes and stuff like at the car washes or any of that, because that could scratch your paint. And then same thing when you dry your car, always either go in straight lines or like from one direction to the other, whether it's you're staying up or down or basically side to side. So right here I just basically finished rinsing it, and then I moved on to the basically drying part. So today we're just gonna be doing a light polish with their white hex launch pad. So basically what you're gonna need is just your polisher, and then with your white hex lodge pad, and then we're gonna be using V36 here. So to basically get started here, you would basically have to clay bar your vehicle, decontaminate. But if you already done that and washed it, all you're gonna need to do is just basically grab some water, kind of mist it on your pad, so that way it kind of just lubricates it and stuff. And then next you're gonna shake up your product, and then whatever area you're gonna work in, you're just gonna basically add your dots and stuff. So since it's basically a light polish, it's gonna remove some light swirls, I should say. So today's not so hot and stuff, so our working area is not gonna overheat your panel or anything. But we're gonna go at speed setting 5, just to kind of remove those light swirls. We don't want nothing too crazy, just kind of a light polish and stuff, almost like a second step. Since we did do V34, we're gonna do V36 here, so that way we remove all those left swirls and stuff. So we're gonna get started here. We basically washed this vehicle already, and then clay barred it. It's still smooth. We don't hear any contamination and stuff, so that is good. So we're gonna get started here. We're gonna blop it out, start in speed setting 1, spread it out, and then bump it up to speed setting 5. Alright guys, so basically here I just kind of blocked it out. After I blocked it out, I do it on the lowest speed setting, just a quick pass, and I just either go up or down or side to side as you guys see here, and then just 50-50 overlaps. Alright guys, so that is basically it here. And then basically once you're done doing that, you're gonna grab your clean microfiber towel here, and then just basically wipe it right off. And then it basically glides super easy. So basically once you do that, since the sun is out, we could probably do a sun check here. So as I see right now, is basically that light polish. So we basically got no swirls left. Maybe just a couple one here and there, but that's probably as best it could get. So next we're gonna work around, basically, I would say we might do the whole vehicle. So we're gonna move on to the hood, and then probably door panels and stuff if we get time and stuff. So let's move on to the hood. So before we get started here, you guys can see those swirls. They're not like too heavy and stuff, but there's still a little bit of swirl, so we're just gonna basically try to get rid of that. And then I'm just gonna play it in time lapse. But before you start, whenever you're working on like leaning over the car and stuff, always put your cord around your shoulder, as you're gonna see here. But I'm just gonna put it in time lapse so it could gonna go quicker, and then I'm just gonna talk over to give you guys some just tips and tricks here as we go along. So I decided to start on the left side of the hood. So I basically just put my compound on and then just spray a mist of water just to kind of just soak it in and stuff. And then as the day got on, it wasn't super hot, so it was good to work on, so that compound doesn't stick or any of that. But we were kind of getting some good results here. I kind of didn't try to do like towards the bottom of the hood, as you can see in most of the video here. I kind of just go about right there and then towards the middle and the bottom, just because there's a kind of a bunch of chips, so I didn't really want to just hit it there as much. But other than that, I basically just did like towards the top and stuff. Just super quick guys, right here as you guys can see, there's a whole bunch of lot more swirls. It looks better like in person, it's kind of harder to tell on camera, but there's way more swirls over there. And then as we basically get over here, there's hardly any. And then over here they're just like kind of more wider and bigger. But as we get to the other side, there's just less and less. It's kind of hard to tell, but that's probably as best as it gets. I know it kind of looks that they're about the same, but they're actually not. Over here on camera on this side, I could see them way more than like on this side. So I'm gonna basically just finish up this hood. Then I kept moving towards the middle of the hood. Always remember to put that cord behind you, so that way it doesn't slam against the paint and cause any like scratches or any of that. But here I just basically go up and down, side to side. I do about 3 to 4 passes, and then always 50 overlaps, so that way you get the results you want, and then it wipes off nice and easy, as you guys can see here. And then I could have gone closer to the bottom of the hood, but I decided not to, just because of those chips and stuff. So I just kind of stayed above here, and then just basically worked it up in that area. And then always make sure to spray that mist of water on your pen whenever you do your compounds. And then also another quick tip here, whenever you're putting the compound on your pad, you may start off with 4 dots, but then you may need 3, just because it starts building up, so you'll need less and less each time. So don't always apply 4 or 5. Maybe that'll just be on your first one, but then as you get closer towards the end, just start to apply maybe 3 and then 2, and then after that you might need to wash it and stuff. So just a quick tip there. So just super quick guys, let's say you guys want to add a jet seal or a ceramic coating. So one thing you'll have to do, so that way you get all those chemicals off your paint and stuff, is basically use G2M prep, which basically gives you the potential to have basically paint to paint surface, so that way whenever you go to apply your jet seal or ceramic coating, it bonds better. So basically, we're gonna give it a couple sprays here on this side, since we basically did do this side already. We're just gonna wipe down all the oils away. Spray a little bit on here, just to double check and make sure, you know. So now that you got that done, we basically did that to this side. So now we could basically, if we wanted to, we could apply your jet seal or basically ceramic coating if you wanted to. So I'm probably going to be applying it until later, as soon as I'm done basically doing this whole car. But for right now, I'm finished it. I'm probably going to do the sides and all that, and then we'll move on to basically the rest of the car. Working on the doors, I just basically went around the door handles kind of at first, and then I basically blop it out and then spread it out again on the lowest speed setting to the highest speed setting, and then just basically follow through the same process. And then always 50 overlaps, and then don't try to get too close to the body line or like door handle edges, just because you could burn the paint, and then it'll just basically burn through that clear coat if you stay in one spot a lot. So just basically working 50-50 overlaps and just kind of move quick. Right here I am going kind of pretty fast just because there wasn't even that many swirls, but you would go a little bit faster. Alright guys, so as your pad kind of starts to pick up some dirt, on camera it looks way dirtier, but like on here in person, but you can still see it has some like color from basically like the car, I'd say, which is totally fine. On Chemical Guys, their own page, they even say it their own. Whenever you're either polishing a car, you're gonna get some of the basically the color of the paint onto your pad, and then especially here it's a white pad, so it's basically, we're working with the red car here, so it's basically the same thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and wash this pad up since it is kind of dirty. Basically just rinse it with some water and kind of squeeze from the inside out, and then just basically try to get everything out that you can. And then as soon as you're done with that, basically put it on here and then turn it to your highest speed setting, up to basically 6, I'd say, so that way it can rinse all that water out, and then you should be set for that part. Then the same thing, I just washed my pad and then I got all that water out, so then I applied 4 dots as you saw there, and then just that same mist, and then now I'm working towards that bottom side of the door. And then I basically move on to the back here, and then try to get close towards the edge, but not too close, because once again, you don't want to basically burn through the paint, just because those are edges, and then it could just basically burn through the paint. But as you can see here, I just basically split that door up to either 2 or 3 sections. So I worked up and down on one side, and then I went towards like the middle and back side. So if you split it basically in half, you just it basically makes it a lot easier for you to basically polish and stuff, so that way you remember where you left off and then where you kind of need to go back. But that's basically it for the polishing portion for this side. Just super quick guys, remember that the links are basically down in the description down below, so you guys could check them out. Maybe get yourself a Torx polisher and maybe learn how to either do this or make your car get some shine and a good look to it. As you see here, I put 2 dots, 1, 2, and then just plop it out so 2 dots can go basically a long way, and then it gets the job done. As you see here in the next clip, there's still like 1 or 2 swirls, but it is V36, so it's gonna give us some pretty decent results. So basically, as I get behind the basically bumper and stuff, just because of license plate and stuff, I'm gonna just go ahead and finish that off, and then I'll just basically either show you guys the results and stuff, how it basically came out, and then I'm probably gonna do a ceramic coating next on this car, so that way you guys could basically just stay tuned and basically learn and stuff, basically how to do that too. So just super quick, guys, as you guys can see, just a little swirl or two, and then right there as well, and then let's try to get right there. I didn't really try to hit it just because it is sharper, and then I don't want to burn through the paint. But then we're basically getting there with the car, as you guys can see. It looks nice and clean, the reflection does too. So next I'm gonna just basically be trying that ceramic coating. Hopefully you guys enjoyed basically the polishing. I know it was like super cold when I was washing it, but then as the day got better, I just decided to do that light polish. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But other than that, make sure you leave a comment down below on any futuristic videos you guys might want to see. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Peace.